Hello, my name is Kevin, and my presentation is about Beijing Opera. Cultural aspects of Beijing Opera. First, Beijing Opera originated from Hu Opera, also known as Huzhu, during the Ming Dynasty, which spanned from the years 1368 to 1644 CE. Beijing Opera first traveled to Beijing during the 80th birthday celebration of the Huanglong Emperor in 1790. Developed in Beijing during the Qing dynasty, over time, Beijing opera spread all throughout the world through tours in Japan and New York. Beijing opera greatly contributed to national identity after the Chinese Civil War in 1949. It was transformed into a symbol for Chinese revolutionaries and considered a revolutionary opera. However, there was a reduction in importance because of the rise in television, film, pop music, and other entertainment, as well as changing styles with younger generations believing that the singing style sounded strange. The government formed a movement to revitalize it after reduction in importance in the late 20th and 21st centuries. The movement somewhat helped because Beijing opera was selected for the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List in 2010. Wang Wucheng Orchestra of Beijing Opera is divided into two parts, which are the Wucheng and the Wangcheng. The membranophones are the Dangpigu and the Tanggu. The Dangpigu, pictured in the center top, is a small drum that is usually on tall stands, while the Tanggu, pictured in the upper right corner, is a large, deeper drum that is often placed on the floor while being played. The common aerophones that are performed in Beijing opera are the dangzi and the sheng. Dangzi, pictured in the lower left, is a traditional Chinese bamboo flute, and the sheng, found in the lower center section, is a flute that consists of several vertical pipes. One of the idiophones that's widely used in Beijing opera is a dalao, pictured in the lower right, and is similar to a gong. Is the bow, which is found on the left, which is an instrument that is similar to the cymbals. It's used to create a tin sound during the opera. The chordophones commonly utilized in Beijing opera are the jinghu and the erhu. The jinghu, shown in the center, is a two-string lute that produces a high-pitched sounds in Beijing opera. It is commonly referred to as the center of the opera and carries significant value. The erhu, pictured in the right, is a two-stringed lute that is played with a bow. Both these chordophones create a piercing, high-pitched timbre. Musical elements of Beijing opera. The opera most commonly features a pentatonic scale, meaning that it's a scale that is Western and sounds familiar. Beijing opera adopts a monotonic and heterotonic texture. Most of the music consists of one single line that is sung by one person, or the heterophonic music involves variations of the same melody. The membranophone, such as the tinggu, gives the Beijing opera a regular rhythm. The timbre of the Beijing opera is mostly piercing, with high-pitched instruments like the chordophones and high-pitched voices contributing. Most of the opera consists of one melody. However, there are some parts that utilize simple harmony that supports the melody. Both the instruments and singers use a lot of vibrato in Beijing opera. Musical example. This is a popular example of Beijing opera. It displays storytelling of a court case. This uses high-pitched vocals in addition to a piercing timbre to tell a story. It utilizes almost all the instrumentation listed on the previous slides. This Beijing opera example features a lot of techniques found in traditional Chinese music styles. Interview: Why is Beijing Opera special? Beijing Opera is special because it blends traditional music with storytelling in an expressive way. How long did it take you to learn? Beijing Opera instrument and performance dances often take several years to learn. Many performers started when they were children. What do you enjoy about it? We enjoy the incorporation of roles, how all the roles fit together and coordinate the dance, music, and costumes. Was it a tradition that was passed down? Yes, Beijing opera is often passed down from family members. However, it could be learned in schools. Can anyone play, sing, dance the music? Traditionally, only men performed. However, today, both men and women perform. Why is this music important to the culture it comes from? Beijing opera is important as it displays Chinese history and traditions. It often tells stories and helps people remember values and stories. These are my words cited. Thank you for listening.